Hey guys, today I'm over in Shenzhen's iconic Huanle Hai'an, and I thought I'd share a few key tips for you if you're interested in coming to work here in Shenzhen. So stay tuned and I'll give you some key tips I found useful over the years. So, one of the key questions I get asked by a lot of people interested in coming to Shenzhen is do you need to know Chinese? And there's a short answer and there's a long answer. The short answer is no, you don't. If you have the skills, if you have the passion, if you have the interest, it's still generally possible for you to find a place for yourself here, both for working and for living. The longer answer is that even if you don't have to know Chinese, you really should know Chinese, whether it mean studying a little bit before you come, or possibly more likely learning some up after you actually get here and after you get a job. And the reason this is important is there's a few things actually. First of all, if you want to be functional within an organization in Shenzhen, especially with Chinese organizations, which is where a lot of the opportunities lie, you can't just only speak English, because let's say you're in a marketing role, and let's say it still is pretty silo-ized, you mainly talk to marketing people, but if you're doing a project, if you're doing a launch, you are going to be working with other teams such as PR, such as R&D, such as sales. You might be talking to some of the bosses, and the more departments you're talking to, the more people you're working with, the less and less likely it is going to be that they all speak either English or your native language. And so in order to get the most out of your experience, in order to be as effective as possible and have the company renew your contract, you do really need to start learning some Chinese, at least so you can fit into the environment and fit into the company culture. So that's the Chinese angle. Now, another question I'm often asked by people interested in coming to work here in Shenzhen is how they should position themselves to compete against local Chinese talent. And from my experience, there's generally three things that Chinese companies are looking for in overseas talent. The first is they're looking for native level language expertise, such as native English or native language expertise in the countries, in the markets that they are targeting. Second, they're looking specifically for overseas experience, such as in sales, marketing, PR, and other areas. Thirdly, they're looking for people with specific expertise in specific industries. For Shenzhen, this will often be tech fields such as AI, such as hardware, such as software, such as potentially cloud computing. And so knowing those three things, it's important to take that into account when you're positioning yourself, whether on your resume, whether when you're talking to an HR representative or even to a recruiter. And if you can very clearly communicate that value, you'll have a much better chance of getting a job here in Shenzhen. Now let's talk about, how do you go about finding that job? And there's a few key points you need to be aware of. First of all, do not, and I repeat, do not just apply to jobs via HR, do not apply via job websites. It simply doesn't work. So HR will be looking for someone who checks boxes that might be for a local candidate. They might just be looking for a local Chinese person, but of course the goal here for you is to make yourself stand out. And so that means you do have to put in some extra work. So now that we've given up on the idea of directly applying through HR, what should you do? The first thing you need to do is cultivate relationships that can help you not only to demonstrate your value, but also to find out where those jobs are, find out where those potential jobs are. So the first type of relationship you need to develop is with recruiters. These could be recruiters based in China, it could be recruiters based in other areas, but the main thing is they are actively looking for people to fill jobs, often hard to fill jobs, in mainland China. And so starting to cultivate those relationships with recruiters helps you to start to talk about your value, and it also helps you to identify some of those positions that might be being filled. The second type of relationship you probably should be developing is with hiring managers, and those are hiring managers that are working for the companies you may be interested in working for, final sayers in terms of who joins the company, what the skill sets is that they want to get in someone they hire. But the third type of resource you should be developing is with people who are based in your target cities, whether it be Shenzhen, whether it be another area, people who can tell you more about the environment, who might be able to refer you to other contacts, that they know through their own personal networks. And through that, you really can get a better feel for what it's actually like on the ground. Now, in addition to relationships, it's very important to remember the core concept of successfully finding a job in China, or anywhere to be honest. And that really is, you have to put in the work. There are so many people I've talked to, both close friends and also people that I barely know, who are always looking for the shortcuts. They're always looking for, oh, can you introduce me to a key contact who will give me a job? Or, you know, what's the quickest way, the easiest way to go about it? But that's honestly not how it works. Even with really cool tools like LinkedIn or networks of recruiters that are looking to fill that next job and will help you out. What you really need to do is put in the preparation, which includes making sure you not only have a clear resume that fits the niche you have defined for yourself, and it is very important to define a niche, but it's also important to think about and be aware of what companies you're interested in, what roles they may be hiring for, where they're based, what contacts you can reach out to. And for this angle, I really would recommend looking more into a set of books that was previously recommended to me and was very helpful to me, and that is called the 5 O'Clock Club books, and I'll leave a link in the description of this video. But really just making sure you have all the preparation done and understanding there are no quick fixes, there are no shortcuts. That really will do a lot to cementing your position. Now, so you may also be wondering, what's so special about Shenzhen? Why should I come to Shenzhen and work? Why shouldn't I go to somewhere else in China or somewhere else in the world? And so I do think in the end it is more of a personal choice, but here's why I think Shenzhen is really cool, a really cool place. First of all, it's basically the de facto tech capital of China. So many big tech companies are based here, such as Huawei, such as Tencent. We have Oppo, we have Vivo, we have OnePlus. They're all here. They're all here in Shenzhen. And so if you're looking to do something with tech, whether it be consumer tech like smartphones and tablets, whether it be things like AI or cloud computing, it's really all going to be in Shenzhen. And so this is really where you need to be for that. Second, due to the specific and special way Shenzhen's economy is developed, growing in so fast, growing up to be a city of, I think, 20 million or so people in just the last 30 years, it really is not only a really exciting place. Things are moving so fast here. There's so many opportunities. So there's so many different types of people from many different parts of the world, from many different parts of China. And so it's really just this mixing pot of different experiences of different people. And so that can be really exciting, both for me and for some other people. And that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you have any additional questions about China, Chinese culture, or the Chinese language, feel free to take a look at my website, thechinaculturecorner.com, or follow me on social media for more interesting tips about China. If there's any additional questions you have about working in Shenzhen that I haven't answered in this video, feel free to reach out to me directly on Twitter to SeanUM_China, and I'd be happy to chat more. Alright, that's it for now. See you guys next time.